young men to go out and discover themselves, even if you're like discover yourself at 18, 19, be ready to settle down with them, whatever, you know? You know? So when you get in your 40s and 50s, you don't make dumb decisions that you would have made when you were a teenager, right? Because oftentimes you see women who had children young, they often they often act like that. I ain't gonna lie to you, they act like that. And this comes from someone whose mom was a teenager when they had them. Like it's extremely embarrassing when you grow up as an adult and then you see how immature your parent is. And it's because they really didn't get to live their life, you know? So she's doing stuff that I would have did, you know, when I was like 18, 19, be reckless a little bit. But it's okay to be reckless when you don't have kids and you're not in your 40s. But when you start hitting your 40s and you start having kids, that's when you're supposed to, simmer down, you know. But it's hard to simmer down when you got a family at a young age. And I'm starting to see, I was thinking, okay, a lot of these women are female, but actually I think it's the opposite with some of them. Like, some women that are like, uh, Melanie, Melanie is going through a midlife crisis. And she just need to be honest with herself. It's okay to be an old lady. It's okay to be an old lady, a mom, a wife. Like, being a generation of people who want to shame women for being women and all stuff that, you know, back in the day, women would, you would be all balled out, right? Like, I had a cousin, right? This cousin is married now and she got, like, two children. But back in the day, one of my cousins, she was looked at as a weirdo because she did not have no kids and she did not have a husband. And she just annoyed the women of the family because the women of the family could tell that she really wanted a baby, right? So they just like, they would always tell her, just go ahead and have you a baby. Why do you, or sometimes they would use her to babysit. Oh, since you want a baby anyways, babysit my kid or whatever, right? But that is just like a natural, urge that women used to have. But it's like women are losing their maternal instinct these ages, right? But back on the midlife crisis, right? I think she settled down too early, and she want to go through her hot girl phase. But I told a family member. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I told my mom this, okay? Because my mom is going through the same thing. She's gonna go through her hot girl phase. But as I disclosed, my mom is a lesbian, so really she's going through a fly guy stage. So I was telling her, man, you might want to just you might want to just stay single, not stay single, but like you might want to either get back with your ex or just not play the field because the street is hella dangerous. I wouldn't suggest it. You're gonna have fun for like a couple months and then it's gonna drain you. You know, and you can tell with with my mom's fly guy and Melanie, like they're not really the type of women that really belong in the streets. Like even though she's trying to go and act like she's a street girl, I don't think she's a street girl at all. I don't think she belongs for the streets. For real, to be honest. Hey y'all, I don't think she belongs to the streets for real. I think she just want to have fun, and she thinks that the streets is fun. But sooner or later, she's going to yearn for her family back because that's just only natural. Because she just been in a family like from what I was hearing is that she has like two little cute, successful little girls, right? And she had a husband. He was the financial backing. Who wants to go from having a pretty stable American dream life to being on the streets, being a single, miserable person? Being single is miserable. Is miserable, right? When are we gonna be honest about that? Being single without children is miserable, okay? Most people, normal people, want to get married, settle down, have children, and get old and have dogs and all that stuff, own a farm and all that stuff, you know? Only on YouTube, people be post-taking and acting like they happy being childless and single. Y'all heifers are not happy being childless and single. All the women that I know who are childless and single are miserable. Are we gonna be honest? Or are we just gonna be frantic? Okay? They are miserable. They can't wait to get married. They can't wait to have children because that is the natural order and that's what God instilled in men and women. Men and women need each other. Men and women actually, I think this, right? There's so many goddamn single people that singleness is gonna crash the economy. Cause I figured it out in my brain, right? I was like, dang, why is the dollar going bad? Not only because okay, America is a bad place and a lot of countries hate Americans. Okay, let's negate that fact. All right, but the other main problem with the economy is that it's not enough families to to boost the economy because you need families to buy homes. You need families to up families. Like when you have a family structure, it just boosts up the neighborhood. When you're in a neighborhood where it's a mom, a dad, and they have children, that's stability, right? I'm not saying all the time when you're in a two-parent household, it's gonna be like all their kids are gonna be good or whatever. But if you feel more safer when you see there's a mom and a dad because the kids are gonna have a little bit more structure and it's gonna be balanced. So we need to stop fronting, and that's why a lot of black people cannot build and not have. Part of it is racism, but part of it is because we don't work together as a community, and we don't have nothing to come from because our people either never got married, or they got divorced, or our granddaddies ran out on our grandmothers. So what we need to do is build families because that's what this whole war is on black families. That's what I figured it out. Because if you're in a racial war or you're taking your money out of America, that's what the white man wants you to do. That's what white supremacy wants you to do. They want you to take your money to other communities, build other people up. Because imagine if black people got together, built their own communities, worked amongst each other, started families, we would be a badass group of people. But no, instead we want to take our money outside of America, where these people already hate black people, one, and they hate Americans. So you got two strikes against you. Y'all think that going outside of America is going to help you, but it really is not because you got two strikes against you. One, people think Americans are assholes and they're obnoxious, right? And two, the globe just hates black people. Are we gonna be honest? Every single race hates black people. So why not even build with each other? Y'all want black people to be so perfect. A black woman has to be fine. She has to, why can't y'all work with each other like we used to? Why can't we just work with each other and you don't have to be a perfect 10. Nobody's a perfect 10. You're going to find a flaw. Especially with living with each other, you're going to find something that person does that irritates you. But at the end of the day, it's also going to be grown as love. Because I see it with my people where when couples break up and they've been together and they've been married, you can see a drastic change between somebody who's married and has somebody to help them from somebody being single. Single people be struggling out here, right? And I know it because one of my family members got divorced, right? And their lives was so good, right? And at first we thought the spouse that they were married to was an asshole, right? But then after a year or two of them being divorced, I'm just like, damn, maybe the spouse wasn't that bad. I mean, the spouse had their flaws, right? Like every single person do, right? But at least the spouse, work with, that family member. That, let me tell you, a good spouse can make you look like you are on top of your shit. A good partner, that in the Bible it says when a man find a wife, he find a good thing. And I think that that's true because if you have a good wife or a good husband, that can make you seem like you on top of things, you doing everything perfect, right? But when you get divorced, that's when it's gonna really tell everything. Because when you get divorced and you can't maintain life, and your life just go, whoop, like you ever see somebody when they're married, they're able to maintain their housing, maintain their job, maintain their hygiene, maintain everything, right? And then when they get divorced, right, you be like, damn, what the fuck happened? Y'all know I ain't never watched Snowfall, but this is gonna be a spoiler alert, okay? I watched it last night with my dude, whatever. So the dude, the main character, he was on top of his shit, man. According to what my dude was saying, this nigga was rich. He had like millions of dollars or whatever. And by the end of the finale, it was so sad. This nigga was a bum. He was like one of them old ass niggas that you see outside that you hand him $1. All he needed was a cup, and people would hand him dollars, you know. But that's what I believe that what people go through, even though he didn't have a wife or whatever. That I seen that happen to someone. I seen that happen to someone in my family, and that shit really shook me in. You know, at first I didn't like the spouse. Let me be honest with you. I did not like the spouse. I thought she was a horrible person. Okay, at first I did like her, but then me and her got into our own little beef or whatever because women can't live with each other. Let's be honest, women cannot live with each other. Women cannot live with each other. The hormones is gonna women, and that's why I don't believe in polygamy because the hormones of two women is gonna be deadly. But back what I was saying, right? This was a solid ass female. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I had to take my hat off to her because I didn't even realize how solid this female was, right? She was a solid ass woman, right? And I didn't even realize it, right? Because I was the main influence because I had my biases against her, but I'm stay out of relationship problems. I'm learning to mind my own business because just because you don't like who somebody's dating, you shouldn't influence them to leave that person. That was my bad, but dang, it's saying something. Rotate it back. Oh, but what was I gonna say? Yeah, this is a solid ass woman, right? And I had to reconnect with her because I was like, dang, you know, homegirl, I didn't even realize how. Well, I didn't tell her all the business because a family member is like, you could talk to that person if you want to, because y'all were friends at one point, and I understand, because you know what, I ain't gonna lie to you, when the spouse was introduced to me, I was a teenager, right? So she done seen she done seen major stuff in my life happen, like. I done had graduated high school, went to college, had a baby, and she was still there, right? Cool and everything, But so, at the end of the day, that spouse became like a family member to me too because I was just like, dang, that's like not talking to your cousin no more. Like, how long are you gonna hold a grudge? Like, your cousin might irritate you and you might not talk to them for like 2 months or whatever. But I'm a big softy with people I love. Like, I can't. Like, okay, the real test is if I really fuck with somebody, it really do pay me to not to let them go. I actually be like, no. But I think our minds is connected because she was like, she asked my uncle, hey, she asked our uncle about us and stuff. So I was like, you know what? She was a solid ass woman, and I didn't even realize her gangsterness because you know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, but back to Melanie, I think she's trying to go through a high growth phase, and this is just what I'm gonna say to her. Being in the streets trying to be with all these different dudes is going to be draining because you're gonna realize most men, it's very rare to find a man that really likes a woman in these days and age, other than outside of sex. Men do not care about women outside of sex. Okay, so you found a man that care about you and your daughters, right? Even though y'all share children together, right? You found a man that invested his time, money, and energy into your kids. That's a good thing. You would be stupid. There's some things that as women you have to think in. You gotta stop thinking emotionally. Like even me, I have to like sometimes I be want to argue and stuff, but I like emotionally I have to be logically like because I'm a mom now. So then I'm just like some things it's just too good of an investment that you be like, man, at the end of the day, it'd be stupid if I renege. It'd be like you be in NBA, right? And you do drugs or you do something that could sabotage your opportunity to getting a big money, getting some big money, right? That's what I'm gonna say. Good marriage. If you sabotage a good marriage, you're gonna regret it each and every day. You're gonna be a miserable ass person. You might even indulge in some shit you would never even indulge in. Losing a good ass person, especially a man that care about you and your kids, and he willing to invest his money and time, energy, and all that shit into you and your kids. That's something that you don't want to let go. You know, so if I was her, I would be trying to patch that shit up instead of trying to hop around all these damn losers online. Who all these niggas online? They say the same thing. They don't care about women. They just care about women in the bed. Like that's all they are invested in and looking in the bed. And if you're a beautiful woman, a lot of men just care about bed stuff, bed activity, right? But it's really the man who care about you as a person, like how you doing, how you feeling, investing into you as a person, right? That's a good thing to find, right? That's a very rare thing. The Bible says when a man find a wife, that's a good thing, right? But I would argue to say if a woman can find a husband, that's also a good thing, because it's rare to find that in these days. These niggas be hoes and stuff, and they hurt your feelings, and they don't give a fuck. Some of these niggas would try to ruin your life, and I feel like if you find you a good man, you should stick on that, okay? You should stick on it. That's why a lot of our grandmothers stayed married for so long because they saw the value in the investment. Because when I see, okay, from my dad and my mom's side, it tells of two different stories, okay? Even though if you meet my mom's side, you probably think they some ghetto hood rats, whatever, but they have a good foundation because let me tell you something. My great grandma stayed with her husband to the no, my great grand wait, did she outlive my great grandpa or did he outlive her? Whatever. Death did them part, okay? And let me tell you, they own stuff that they could pass down to their kids, right? My great grandma on my dad's side, her dude left her. You know what she passed down to her kids? Motherfucking debt. So marriage is not only something that benefits people, emotionally, but I think it can benefit people financially because you 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 get to have your kids be financially stable and stuff. But hold on, y'all. I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to order food. I just got off of work. But I think I don't know what I'm trying to say, but y'all know what I'm trying to say is that I think that people in America don't value marriage. But I'm gonna end it there. Bye.